Hi guys, welcome, come on in. We are going to play with some makeup. I put some new eyeshadows in my palette and they are all, for the most part, cool toned, which is supposed to look best on my eyes. So we're gonna play with some color. I wore just like blue, so then that way I don't feel like forced into a box. You know what I'm saying? I do need to do my skincare, so we're gonna start with that first. If you guys have any questions, you can always send me a message, but also I will pin my link here up on the screen so that way you can find all the things should you need them, okay? So whenever you tune in, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. I have some, again, running around to do today, so we gotta get ready so we can feel good, feel productive. If you haven't gotten ready today, I hope that this might inspire you to maybe go do your skincare, maybe go pick out a cute outfit, maybe play with some makeup. All is good. I washed my hair last night. It is so silky, super soft, smooth, but also annoying because it's just like lifeless right now. All right. So we're gonna start with our exfoliating pads. I have my exfoliating pads here in my office, so I just haven't been using them at nighttime, which is generally when I would use them, but it's fine. Either way works. As long as you're only doing it once a day, that is ideal. And I don't wash my face in the morning, so I either use a pad or I do a water rinse, but I don't usually cleanse in the morning. These guys are feeling much better today. They're not as angry. I put some pimple patches on them last night and I woke up to them a little gross. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the BOGO buy one get one free is still happening on my skincare website while supplies last. So if you guys are interested in that, you should go check it out. If I could recommend any products to you, it would be these 3 products because they work with literally all skin types and they're gentle. They help your skin barrier, make sure that that stays healthy and working as it should. Taking my rings off. I don't like putting my skincare on with my rings. Anyway, so this is hyaluronic acid. Squeeze that into my hand. Then I take a Cell Active Face Oil Serum, squeeze that into my hand. And then we emulsify and then apply. Hi, Angela, come on in. We're gonna play with eyeshadow today. I'm glad you can make it on the live. If you wanna invite any friends, you can always invite by clicking somewhere on here and sharing it with your friends. I don't know exactly where it's at. I think it's like an arrow. Anyway, I have this like little pamphlet. I'll show it to you guys in just a second. And it shows all of like my best colors for like my eyes, for my makeup, and so on and so forth, being a winter. So I was kind of trying to find some eyeshadows that looked similar to the recommendations. And I thought maybe we could play with some eyeshadow. Oh my gosh. Play with some eyeshadow today because we haven't in a minute, and I did record a little transition, so hopefully it turns out okay because I recorded it 8 million times. We'll see. The lighting in my office just isn't really good because we've just been getting so much rain, so much overcast days, which is why I moved my desk over here to like the middle of my office, and I have a light in front of me because I just felt like it was always so dark and dingy in here. So I filmed my before in natural light, so fingers crossed it sticks around long enough. All right, a little bit of moisturizer, and then we will get into our makeup. How's everybody doing today? Hi, Becky, come on in. Thanks for watching. So the buy one, get one free on my skincare website is you buy one original, like one new product, which is with the new branding, it looks like this. So put one product in your cart and then you'll get the a vintage item that is, there's like a list of a bunch of ones that are still available. You'll get that for free of equal or lesser value. And it even It even works with like olive rose. So if you want to restock on your skin tint or your setting spray, you can add like your skin tint and your setting spray to your cart, and then it'll tell you have two free items to choose. And then you'll click on that, it'll take you to the page and you'll get to choose 2 items of equal or lesser value to get for free, which is so cool. So I don't know how much longer it's going on. It just kind of says like while supplies last, but I'm guessing it'll be till the end of the month or till they sell out. So anyway, these are the 3 products that I would recommend to literally anybody, no matter your skin type, and especially just starting out, so that way you don't overwhelm your skin. It would be my Plump Duo, which is F63 and F86 mixed together. You could do this every morning and every night after your cleansing or your water rinse. And then I would get the F74. It's fragrance free. It has vitamin A in it, so it's going to help with regenerating new skin. It's very rich, opaque, and just really hydrating on the skin. So I would highly recommend those 3. So if you were to go to my website, add those 3 to cart, you'll get 3 for free, which is so cool. Okay, so this is the pamphlet that I was telling you guys about. It is my Winter Spectrum palette. So this is what they filled out whenever they were doing my color analysis. So these are all like my best colors here in like the 3 stars. And then these are like my good colors, and these are like okay. And then these are lower from the face, so like in denim. And then it also gives you like winter color combinations to help you put colors together in your outfits. But in the very back, they also have like different makeup colors that are best for your skin tone. So like reds, burgundies, bright pinks, and then eye pencils, cheek colors, and then eyeshadow palettes. So this is what I was looking at when I was putting together my eyeshadow section of my palette. So they're not like spot on, because I don't know when Saint got rid of all of their blues, but they did. So that's annoying, because I really wanted to do a blue eye look, but these are like some cool tone kind of palette ideas for my eye color and my season. So we're gonna play with those today. I'm thinking of playing with the burgundies. How do you guys feel about that? One moment, please. All right. So I did look and see all of these different eyeshadows are available on the website, because that was my problem, is I was using a bunch of older eyeshadows that were no longer available on the website. So that was kind of shocking, because so many eyeshadows have been retired. But I went through what I had, and I found other colors that were in my season that were still available. So it's like I got a whole new eyeshadow palette, which is really cool. So I'm going to start with my eyebrows first. This has been a really great brow gel. I've really been enjoying it. At first I was like, meh, it's okay, I have it, I'm gonna finish it, but I'm not like obsessed, but now I really like it. And the trick is you have to like back comb the hair first, then push the brows up and where you want them, like up and over for me. And then I take my finger and press them down. That pressing down type of situation has like fixed my issue with the brow gel. Because before it was like, it looked really great, but then I would wear my bangs down, and then by the end of the day, my brows were like all wonky. But it was before I was like pressing them down afterwards. So that has been a game changer for me, and I really like the brow gel now. I love how it's all in one tube. I like how the brush is in it. So if you're traveling or anything like that, this would be what I would travel with. And then the formula is also really good. It keeps your brows in place. I just think don't skip that last little bit of pressing down your eyebrows. Also, this situation, it is so annoying to me. I have a rash. This right here is a rash. And I'm like 99% positive it is from my Invisalign, from popping them in and out, as well as like the saliva, brushing my teeth so much. If anybody has had Invisalign before, I would love to know if you've struggled with this, because that is literally the only thing new in my life and in my skincare routine that would be causing that. So really curious if you guys have any thoughts, remedies, I don't know. And then the acne, I also think is part of it too, because I always pop it out on this side, and this is where I'm getting my spots. And then this is left over from my cycle. If you're new here recently, I was on acne meds for 3.5 years, and I've been on and off like treatments of acne for like ever, since I was like 15. And I've recently gotten off my acne meds as well as my birth control because I was feeling so terrible. I feel a lot better, but recently I've been struggling with some breakouts as well as this rash, but I'm pretty sure the rash is from my Invisalign, so I don't know. Just doing our best, but what's really cool is I'm going to show you how I cover it. But otherwise, my skin overall is good. It's like healthy. It doesn't look like irritated, activated, reactive, like any of that. It just, I've had this rash and I have a couple breakouts around my mouth. So anyway, just a little FYI, promise it's not my skincare. I've been using my skincare for over 2 years and it's been wonderful for me. It's just, I've had some changes, okay? All right. Hi, Annie, welcome. Am I using a gel toothpaste? I'm using Sensodyne. I've always used Sensodyne, the extra whitening toothpaste, so that's not changed. I don't know that it's gel, it's just white. So I don't think it's that, but maybe, I don't know, you tell me. You tell me, I'm not sure. All right, so I did my little, I actually used my paper towel and I kind of cleaned off my fingers because I have like oils and stuff from doing my skincare. And then I pressed down my brows and now they will be like that until I wash my face tonight. All right, so because I can't stand to keep looking at all of this, I'm gonna start with my Olive Rose. This is my skin tint in the shade 9. It's been a really great summer shade for me, and it also is just an extension of my skincare. So even if I'm gonna wear foundation or other products, I love starting my makeup with Olive Rose because it's really, really hydrating. It evens out my skin tone. So in the end, it keeps me from overusing makeup and products on my face to try to get coverage, you know what I mean? Because I feel like oftentimes we will put on a ton of makeup because we have one acne spot, when in reality you don't need to put a bunch of product all over your face for one spot. And I feel like sometimes it's like a mental thing. We think, oh my gosh, I'm having the worst skin day, so I'm gonna wear a full coverage foundation. And then it ends up looking heavy or causing other issues in the long run. So I love to use my Olive Rose as my first step because I already feel better. And I don't feel like I need to put a bunch of foundation on my face because this has already evened my skin out and given me a really hydrated glow. I kind of like to look at it as an extension of my skincare, but also like as a primer for whatever I'm going to use. The toothpaste could be the culprit. What kind of toothpaste should I use if I'm brushing my teeth so much throughout the day? Or should I just do a water rinse and not brush my teeth a billion times a day? Tell me. I asked ChatGPT. I took a picture of it and I sent it to it. And it said it didn't think that it was, because I thought it was perioral dermatitis as well from brushing my teeth so much. But it said it didn't have like pustules the way that perioral dermatitis does. And so it didn't think that it was that, but it is an irritation, obviously, but I did try to use a steroid like triamcinolone on it because I get eczema and that's what I've been given for eczema. So I was like, maybe it's that, but I don't think it is because it doesn't really change. So anywho, again, if you give me all of your thoughts, I would love to hear them. So Olive Rose Skin Tint Shade 9. It is a light coverage. You can build it up if you'd like, but we are going to use our Saint makeup today. So I'm actually going to use like my foundation and stuff to add coverage where I need. And then this will be like my concealer, my contour, my bronzer, like everything I need is out of this one palette. And then like I said, I did put in some new eyeshadows today. So we're going to play with some of those as well. Would Sensodyne, the extra whitening toothpaste, be considered a gel? Like in my head, I feel like the Colgate, like the blue one is like a gel, but like I don't know, is the white one a gel too? Love seeing you living your best winter life. Thank you. Thank you. It is fun. I actually tried to wear beige yesterday and I couldn't even leave my closet. Isn't that crazy? Like after you see it, you can't unsee it. So I always think of that reel sound, that like audio sound that we put on a reel after I got my color analysis. That's like, I am Maximus Meridius, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, when she put me in like my soft autumn colors that was recommended to me in the past, it was like, I am Jeff. That's what I think about every time I try to wear like a tan or off-white or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna do our concealer shade first and even out our eyelids because we're gonna do our eyeshadow first today. That's how you know it's gonna be a fun live, is if I start with eyeshadow first. And if I recorded a transition. My transition, you guys are gonna have to go love on it because I'm a little like insecure about it. I was in my pajamas, I had my blue light blockers on, my hair was a little whack, but I was like, you know what? It'll make the finish look a lot better. So whenever I post it, you guys are gonna have to go love on it. Just, you know, like do me a favor. It's the mechanical motion when you brush. I would brush twice a day with toothpaste and the other times with just water so you don't ruin your enamel. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I will definitely do that. That makes my life a lot easier. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely brushing multiple times a day because I was told to. They said to either brush or just rinse with water, like if I'm out and about and can't brush. But usually I'm home. If I'm out and about, I usually use like a wisp toothbrush. Is that okay? Let me know. I go to the dentist. I change out Friday. I go to the dentist like in 2.5 weeks. So I'm gonna ask about that as well, but I'm gonna definitely stop using toothpaste multiple times a day and see if that helps for sure. That's what I always say, you can unsee it and you can't unsee it and it changes your life. Yeah, it really does. I have a whole cabinet though still in my closet of like a bunch of neutrals that I just love, but to be honest, I've not worn them. And it's been over, I think April. Yeah, April was a year since I got my in-person color analysis and I've not worn them, so I could probably part with them. I'm just not there yet, you know? Just getting the toothbrush in there and brushing is key. You don't have to use, okay, thank you. And use a soft toothbrush. Yes, the toothbrush that I have is really soft. I do use my electric toothbrush, but only in the morning and only at night. Throughout the day, I was just using like a soft toothbrush. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I'm definitely gonna try that because it makes like my whole mouth look swollen and it's not. It's just have a rash, okay? All right. Let's get some eyeshadow brushes. Let's play with some color. I just spit. Cool. All right. I don't know all these colors. I'll pull them out as I decide what I'm going to use, but I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward like, this looks more brick on camera, but it is more of a burgundy. I've actually never used it before, but it's a pressed pigment. I was thinking of using this one. I don't know why it looks so brick color on camera, but it's not. Okay, I'm thinking of using this color and maybe like this one, like those deeper kind of sultry colors. Or you guys tell me, okay? Like these sultry like burgundies, or I could do maybe some of, okay, yeah, maybe some of these cooler tones with like shimmers. That pressed pigment to me was looking like this color. Yeah, it kind of looks brick red too on camera, but it's not. I don't know. We're just doing our best over here, okay? The plum. This plum color, I did this one not that long ago, and I did a before and after using it. So I'm probably not gonna use this one. I do love it though. It's a pressed pigment. It's called Lyra, I believe. And I love, yeah, she's stunning, Lyra. Love her so much. Looks gorgeous on my eyes. Unless you guys want me to do that and I could just like switch it up with like shimmer shades. I will tell you the best toothbrush my dentist recommends is called Curaprox number 5460 Ultra Stop. It's been a game changer. I'll look it up. I'll look it up after I get off of here. Okay, I could use, I gotta swatch this. It's looking brick red now. Oh no. It's, gosh, it doesn't look like that on my finger. Why does it look like that? Oh, it kind of does. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's not the vibe. We will not use that one. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to pop that out of there because it's gonna bother me. One moment, please. I think there's a shade that I took out to put that one in. Yeah, let's put this back in there. This one's called Bend and Snap, and it's a really pretty, like, light shimmer, like a cool tone, kind of lavenderish. Let's do that instead. That one does look kind of brick red, especially when I swatch it. All right. Das is better. Yeah, it looks a little bit more cohesive. All right. I guess I'm gonna just have to make my own decisions. Let's play with some gray. We're gonna get out of our comfort zone. Gray is my least favorite color to play with on my eyes, which is so crazy, I know, because oh man, I moved my phone. I hate when I do that because I did a before picture. Okay. It's one of my least favorite colors because sometimes I just feel like it can quickly look, I don't know, too heavy or too ashy, which should be a good thing for me. I just think I'm not used to it because it's not my go-to color. So let's navigate that together, shall we? I just realized I hadn't done my eyebrows yet, so I'm also gonna do that. If you guys have any other requests, please put them below. We're here to have some fun today. I have some errands I need to go run here in a little bit, which is always a test for me because I've gotten in such a rut, I guess you could call it, of just wearing like very, very light makeup and like no eyeshadow. And if I use anything on my eyes, it's generally like my blush color. So it's always like a good, I don't know what you would call it, a good exercise. It's a good exercise for me to go out and about in more makeup than I would normally. And even though I'm like so self-conscious of it these days, very rarely do I ever like get told you have too much makeup on or whatever. I usually will get like a compliment from like my mom or my dad telling me that my makeup looks really nice or whatever. So I just think it's like in my head probably. Do you guys feel like that? Do you feel like you've gotten into a groove of not really wearing eyeshadow or just wearing light makeup? So then when you put more on, you feel like everybody's looking at you weird? I know I'm not alone. Please tell me I'm not alone. I know I'm not. I know it's a thing, but it's kind of annoying because back in the day, I used to go out in cut creases in the middle of the day to go pick up my girls from school or to go to Walmart or just go get coffee or something. Like, it was so natural, and now it's weird. Okay. Moving on, we're gonna start with this color. I think it's called Waltz. It's kind of like a taupey gray, an ashy taupey gray, and this brush is quite dirty already, but it's fine. I'm gonna start with that here and just kind of stamping it on the outer corner and in the crease. I'm gonna start slow. Your makeup always looks beautiful. You are so sweet. Thank you, Jody. Hi, Amanda. Come on in. You work from home, so when I leave the house in the evenings, I don't feel like putting on makeup just to run errands. So I put on a hat and maybe some mascara and go. You know, I've never been able to just wear mascara out and about. Is that so strange? I know a lot of people do that. So many of my friends just wear mascara. But for me, like, if I'm just gonna wear mascara, like, I would just rather not wear makeup. I would just rather curl my eyelashes and be good to go. When I put mascara only on, I always feel like, let me just put a little bit of blush. Let me just put a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of this. And then I end up putting a bunch of makeup on. I wish I could do that. For whatever reason, my brain just can't compute. I love putting on makeup and I just want to wear it longer. Oh, I love that. I used to be like that and I'm trying to get there again because it is so fun and it's always been so therapeutic for me. And I love like getting on here and being creative with you guys. But for whatever reason, the years have caught up to me and made me feel like I don't want to do that anymore. But I do, because when I do it, I feel better. You're an EMT, so when I'm on call, my makeup is minimal and I'm a makeup girl. I get told I look tired. Oh, isn't that so annoying? You're like, can you please just not tell me anything? Because I actually slept well last night. I just don't have makeup on, okay? I love that though. I love that you want to wear makeup longer, Stephanie. That is amazing. Okay, I'm really actually liking this color. I think it's a really beautiful blend. It's not looking too heavy or too harsh, which I sometimes feel when I wear gray, but we're just starting out. So let's see where we go from here. Should we do one eye? Like complete one eye and then go to the other, or should we do them both at the same time? Yeah, this color is actually working really well. I guess that just goes to show that cooler tones do look better on my eyes. Have you guys seen that trend right now that's going around called eye maxing? I'm here for it. I want to play along. I probably should have recorded something for that. Maybe I'll pre-record that. But eye maxing I think is so cool. But honestly, I feel like back in the 90s or even like the 2000s, they used to sell like those palettes that are like 4 brown eyes, 4 green eyes, 4 blue eyes. And they were like for eye maxing, but it wasn't called eye maxing back then, you know? Everything like has a name now. It's so weird and like catchy at the same time. All right, so I'm basically just I created that Pac-Man shape. We did the outer corner and then into the crease. And then I'm kind of pulling that color into the outer corner to blend it in. I'm probably gonna deepen it up and add some more depth here on the outer corner and in the crease, but I think it's a really great base. And nobody's answering my question, so I think I will probably just do one eye and then we'll finish up the other eye afterwards, because it's usually a lot faster that way, because then I'm not thinking of what should we use next, like I already know. So we'll do that. All right, that's a beautiful color. Really, really like it. It's not patchy or anything. It blended like smoky and I love it. All right, so then the next, that color was called Waltz. The next color I'm gonna use, I wanna swatch this first because I feel like it might look a little too purple, but let's see. So that was Waltz. This color, I believe, is called London. Yeah, but I'm gonna swatch them next to each other and see how I feel. Okay. So this top color was Waltz, this one right here, and this one is London. Do you see how it has a little bit more of a purple hue to it? I think I'll try it, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it. So I'm gonna start just here on the outer corner and see if it'll build on top of Waltz how I want it to without looking too purple. So I'm kind of just drawing a line on the outer corner and then pulling it into the crease to see if we could deepen it up. Yeah, it actually did exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay. You can stay, London, you can stay. So I kind of packed it on with the smaller side of my eyeshadow brush, and then we're gonna blend it out using the fluffy side of my brush. Hi, Amanda. I'm actually using a custom built palette from Saint. I'll show you. I actually changed out a bunch of colors this morning. So this is a bunch of different eyeshadows that I put in there that are like more cool toned. And what's so cool about Saint and this one compact cream makeup is that you can customize it based on what you like. There's not going to be a bunch of colors in there that you don't like. And then as you finish colors, you just replace that one color instead of having to buy a brand new eyeshadow palette. So I think it's a really, really cool concept. Okay, I really like that. Who am I even? That is wild. I would never have worn these cooler tones back in the day without being begged to. You know what I mean? I do color matches for both Saint and Olive Rose if you guys need help. I did pin my link down, I think if you click on those little paper clips, or it should just be popped up here on the screen. And you can go to my link tree and you'll see my color match form there. So if you do need help or assistance with anything, I would love to help you, but also you can send me a message and we can chit chat. I just realized that like my eyebrows could use some attention, because it's really interfering with my blend. How dare you? Clearly it's been a minute. How do we feel so far? Do you guys like the look of this? Shockingly, me too. Me too. You guys don't even have to tell me. I already know. All right, so now I feel like we have quite a few options for shimmer shades. So we've done these two shades. This is Waltz and this is London. We did Waltz first and then we did London to kind of deepen it up. I feel like we could go dark and do this. We could keep it a little lighter and do this. We could lean into more of that purpley color and do those. We could even do like a blend of them. That's kind of where I'm leaning, is to a blend. So I'm gonna make the decision because y'all are quiet. I'm gonna do ring. Okay, it kind of looks like a, I don't know, let me just swatch it. It's like a silver, but has like a deeper metal color. And I'm going to just use my finger and press that onto my lid. I prefer to apply shimmer shades with my finger. I just find that you have a lot more control and you can really build them up to what you want. If I wanted it to be even louder, I could use some setting spray on the back of my hand, which we might do. And then kind of dampen, like pick up the color like this, wet it, and then it becomes like a liquid. I like that. I feel like for the daytime, this is stunning, but for nighttime, you could build it up even more, which, you know, while we're here, we might as well, right? Today, anything goes. All right, I'm gonna grab some setting spray. I have this Fixate setting spray from Saint, and I'm just going to spray it on the back of my hand. And then we're gonna grab some of that, what's it called, ring. We're gonna grab some of that ring and put it on our finger, and then we're gonna get it wet. And then you're gonna see it kind of turns into a liquid. And then I'll just keep picking up that color until we create more of a cream. And then we're gonna just kind of press it on our lid, and it's gonna give you more pigment and make it even more metallic. Stunning. I love it. Wow. Okay, that's gorgeous. Beautiful, love it, gonna wear it. All right, so then I think for the inner corner, I want it to just stay a little brighter. So I'm gonna go in to this color right here. It's called Unicorn. It's like an actual bright white kind of silver color. Like, whoa, right? I don't think I need that much. You got a little crazy right there. Okay, calm down. Let's be a little lighter handed. All right, we're gonna use this and we're gonna kind of marry it into that deeper silver and keep it mainly on the inner corner just to brighten. I want to use a brush for a little bit more control. I kind of want to use this one. Let me clean it. All right, what I'm gonna do with this brush, it's like a small kind of crease compact brush. I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray. And then I'm gonna go into that unicorn color, pack it into the brush, and then we're gonna have a little bit more control here. Cause it's smaller, and then you can really like pack it in where you want it. This is giving 90s, 2000s grunge a little bit if we weren't so particular with where we place it, right? Anytime I use silver, I feel like it's giving like Christina Aguilera. I just need some smudged out black liner. Why are you guys so quiet? I feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. And I'm gonna keep it mostly on the tear trough area. We'll probably reinstate this later once we have some foundation on. Whoa! Gorgina, I love it. I'm gonna take some of that ring color again. Just to kind of marry the two together here. Beautiful, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do this etch brush. See how it has this flat side? And I'm gonna go into Salem. It's like a black eyeshadow color. And we're gonna use that to create a little bit of a wing here. feels like it needs a little something. So we're just gonna follow our lash line straight up and then connect it. Just on the outer corner. We don't want it to be too dark. I just kind of want a ending point, you know what I mean? And then I'm kind of just going on that edge and pulling it up just to kind of make it look really airy and soft. And then you can go back in and intensify it. I'm sorry, this is stunning. All right, I'm going to actually, I have some clean Skin Club towels here. I'm going to just use it dry. Normally I would spray it with something, but I don't want to. And I'm just gonna use this to clean up underneath. Gorge. And also kind of pick up any fallout that we might have had. Well, wow. What do we think? It's so pretty. Who is she? Okay, so I think the next thing I'm gonna do is do a little bit of tight lining. This is like my favorite eyeliner for tight lining. It doesn't really transfer onto my lower lash line, which I really appreciate. And it's very black. It is pricey, but it works very, very well. So this is the one thing I would like spend a pretty penny on if you are a tight lining girly. And I do have it in my Amazon, no, I have it in my Shop My under makeup. Okay, I think we're gonna do the other eye and then we'll curl, mascara, maybe some lashes. I feel like we need lashes today. And then going to our face from there. I'm gonna take a little bit of that black and just pop it on the inner corner too. Yeah, looks a little more complete that way, yeah? All right, this side, we're gonna move a little faster. So I'm gonna talk a little less and I'm going to try to look this way so that I can record it in my phone and then we can edit it down and it'll be something I can post later, faster for you guys to follow along if you'd like, okay? So, bear with me. Okay. Good choice in colors, thank you. Don't leave if you're just joining and I'm quiet, okay? I'm just recording because we just did this side together, okay? Yeah. All right. Such a pretty color. Shockingly love it more than I thought. Okay. Pretty. Now I'm gonna go into that darker color and deepen it up. Some better tweezers, guys. Okay, then we're going to go into our shimmer shades. Again, if you guys are just joining, I promise I'm not being weird and quiet. It's not the vibe all the time. I just did this one with you guys, so I'm recording the other one. All right, so the next color is this really beautiful, deeper, kind of silver metal color. It's called Ring, and I'm gonna apply it with my finger first. Hi, Patsy, come on in. So it's a lot lighter and softer when you apply it with just your finger, but if you dampen it, it becomes a lot more intense. Okay, now we're gonna deepen it up. So I'm gonna use some setting spray on the back of my hand and make it more into like a cream. See? Or like a liquid, if you will. There we go. This reminds me of like graphite. See how that intensified it a little bit more? All right, now we're going to brighten up the inner corner with like a bright white kind of silvery color. White silver. This one is called Unicorn, and it's what we use to get this bright inner corner. And I'm going to use a brush for this. It's like a more compact crease brush. And we're gonna kind of pack it on first, and then we're gonna dampen the brush and make it more intense. Okay, so that's just the powder alone. Now I'm gonna spray the brush. Then we're gonna pick up that powder again and make it more intense. Platinum, yes, that's a good word. Okay. See? Gorgeous. All right, so then Now that we've got that really light and bright on that inner corner, I'm gonna go back into Ring with the brush and like marry the colors together. Actually, let me just use my finger for a sec. So pretty. So pretty, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna use this fluffy side just to kind of make sure we got a nice blend still. Then I'm gonna use this towel and kind of clean up the edge real quick. Do I want, no, I'm gonna do that after a wing. I'm gonna do that after a wing. Okay. Now we're gonna use a black and create a shadow liner. And then use a little bit of that black on the inner corner to connect. Okay, now I feel like it looks a little different. I got some of that shadow on my eyeball. All right, now black liner to tight line. Okay. My eye is burning. Okay, now we're gonna use a clean towel to clean up the edge. And I'm gonna use a mirror because I can't see in my phone. Okay, and then use it to clean up any fallout. So pretty, guys, a little bit. Are we even-ish? Maybe a little bit more gray here. Yeah, that's better. You've been taking dim per, yes, okay, I actually was recommended dim and I hadn't started it yet because I've just been doing my IO1 every morning and every night, and I wanted to make sure that like that was something that I could recommend for hormonal acne because I wanted to like really test it out for myself. And I've been off my acne medication and birth control for I think like a month-ish now. And I've been getting some breakouts, but nothing like I was anticipating, to be honest. I was literally anticipating to be a wreck. And it's been very, very mild and manageable. So I've just been doing my IO1 every morning and every night. A teaspoon into now pineapple juice. I was doing orange juice, but they changed the formula a little bit. So I've just been doing, what's different, guys? It's kind of wigging me out. I've been doing pineapple juice because they now have more chlorophyll in the formula, and it tastes a lot more green than it did in the past. And so the orange juice didn't go very well with it anymore, so I started doing pineapple juice and it's much better. But it's basically like a antioxidant, so it helps to oxidize those oils from being so sticky to where they clog your pores and cause those cystic breakouts. They've been really mild and just like really small breakouts, nothing crazy. But I was recommended dim as well. I was just kind of waiting to see if I wanted to incorporate that as well. But I think I am, because I've heard amazing things about it. The wing is what's different. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's this little corner. I don't know. Maybe it'll look better once we get our lashes up. Okay, so we're gonna do a little transition moment over there. Curling our eyelashes would be great, and then we can kind of put some mascara on and see what needs to be tweaked. I don't have my blow dryer. I've been heating up my eyelash curler with a blow dryer because it's easier to, it's like quicker because it heats it. Anyway, I don't have it over here, so we're just gonna. What is DIM? DIM is a supplement. It's like a vitamin. It's just DIM. You can look it up on like Amazon or anything like that, and it's recommended for acne. That company, I think it's called Clear Stem Skin, I believe. They have a hormonal acne supplement, and they have two different ones. One of them you can't use if you're taking antidepressants. The other one you can. So I actually ordered that. I just haven't tried it yet, but it has DIM in it. It's supposed to be really good for anyone who struggles with hormonal acne. All right, we got our lashes curled. Let's do some mascara. Like I said, I do have a bald spot on my eyelashes, so love that for me. But we're gonna do our best. I really feel like we're gonna need some lashes, like some falsies. But I really don't wanna have to wear them because I think that's what gave me my bald spot, is because I put them on and I do like our looks together, but then I don't usually keep them on very long. And I think because of they have the glue, they're made to be worn for like the whole day or days. I pulled out my lashes, but we'll see. We'll see how brave I am. I will say you need to start slow, like a half a dose. It can really give you a bad headache. Ugh. See, that's what I don't want, because I stopped my acne med, which was giving me really bad headaches and like being really lethargic and did I just get? No, I didn't. Okay. Really lethargic, really like weird pains and just fatigue and yeah, just like fogginess. And I don't want to feel like that again, because that is the reason why I got off of it in the first place. So I might just need to like increase my antioxidant a little bit for a little while to kind of battle these other breakouts. But honestly, I will deal with these any day of the week to feel as good as I feel now. You didn't tightline your second eye. I did though. I did. I could do more, maybe. See that bald spot? How annoying. How annoying. All right, I think we'll stop there for now. If we do lashes, we'll do them at the end so that this mascara can dry. Okay. It already looks better. Look at how my eyes like are popping. They're like really bright white. All right. I do have on my heated lash curler too. So let's see if we could get a little bit more lift. Yes, that's what I was taking, Michelle. And I was on it for 3.5 years, and I never, ever, ever want to touch that ever again. Because I do not want to feel like that again. It's horrible. Even like birth control. I've been on birth control since I was 15. For my acne, they put me on it. And the only time I was off of it when I was like pregnant or trying to get pregnant. And I don't ever want to touch that stuff either because I just feel so much better. So if I have to deal with a couple breakouts here and there, I will be okay. I know it's not my skincare, and that gives me peace of mind because I've been using this skincare for over 2 years. So I know it's not that, whereas like in the past I would think, oh, it's this, or oh, it's that, or oh, it's this. Maybe I need to change everything, and it would have me in a spiral panic. Whereas now I know it's not that. I know what I'm using works for acne prone skin. I know that my skin barrier is healthier. I know that I can treat my skin, like what you guys are seeing, from the inside out. And I'm confident enough in these products that like, I just have to stay on top of it. So knowing that gives me a lot of peace of mind and keeps me from like stressing out about it. Do I love the breakouts? No. Will I take them over feeling like garbage? Yes. All right, let's do our face, shall we? We're gonna use our One Compact Cream Makeup System. I have basically everything I need here in this top layer, but I am who I am and I like options. So I have a bunch of different lip and cheeks back here, and then I have a bunch of eyeshadows that we used on our eyes to create this really fun look. But we're gonna do a little bit of underpainting. That's my favorite thing to do when we have like more eye makeup going on. So I'm gonna start with my contour. Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate that. I mean, it's really easy when you struggle with your skin to like spiral and think all these terrible things about yourself or about your skin or whatever. But since I've gotten older and just knowing that like I'm doing my best, like I'm using really great products that I've been using for years, and I'm not like switching it up every day just because a brand asks me to try something. Like I'm married to my skincare. I really am. So there's that. I do have like a few different things that aren't waterless, but I'm very selective on what I use. So that's given me peace of mind. And also just knowing that like I've been off my meds for however long. I need to go back and look, but maybe almost 2 months now. And my skin is what it is. Like I know that I'm capable of like just continuing to do what I'm doing. And even if I have a breakout here and there, like they are manageable, you know? Like I don't have to take meds just because I'm getting a breakout here and there. I can control what I can control, and then we just kind of pivot as we go, you know? So anyway, I feel better about supplementing my body using more natural products that are actually treating more than just my skin. You know what I mean? Like they're helping my body, they're helping my microbiome. They're helping just like my overall gut health, which is a big contributor to acne. So just making good choices, even like within my diet, not eating a bunch of sugar and so on and so forth. I've learned a lot during this process versus I'll take any pill just to fix it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do that anymore because I feel like I've done that a lot in the past. So my next goal would be, like I would love to be off of my antidepressants. I've been on those since I was 15. But that's a whole nother ball game that we're not ready to tackle yet, you know? Okay, so that's our contour. Looks a little heavy at first, but don't worry. We're doing like a little bit of an underpainting method, okay? Then the next thing I'm gonna do is go in with just like a little bit of bronzer. So I'm gonna use the blush and bronzer brush using the bigger side, going into kind of like my blush, my bronzer, and my contour. And then we're gonna add some warmth. Again, it might look a little aggressive at first, but we haven't done foundation or anything yet, so just hold on to your pants, okay? Just adding some warmth. Then I don't use a ton of bronzer though, because I've just found that because I'm using cooler toned products, when I go in with a lot of bronzer, they just kind of like compete. So I want it to still look really natural. And then we're gonna pick a blush, and I'm thinking of doing my tried and true. This is Huckleberry. No, that was Haze. I'm gonna use Huckleberry right here. And I'm gonna just pick it up with my brush, and we're gonna kind of apply this a little heavier too. I like to do it on the apples of my cheeks, because once I let my bangs down, it covers a lot of my blush here on the side, so I wanna be able to see it. So I do it here. Like, give clown at first, okay? That's just how I feel about blush. Give clown, and then we're gonna tone it down, all right? That's my motto today and every day, honestly. All right, so now this is where the magic is gonna happen. Are you ready? Give me some hearts if you're ready. Or if you know what I'm gonna do. Either way, give me some hearts. Me as well. I had to get on them for menopause. See, and I think I'm like perimenopause, which is like I'm 37. So I think that's also part of all of my different shifts of life, you know? Okay, so now at this point, we're gonna go in with our foundation shade, which is this top color right here. I'm gonna use that fluffy side of my brush, load it with some product, and now we're just going to wash this over our face, like a little whisper of color. Even over that blush, even over that contour. And this is what I mean by underpainting. We put all of that underneath, and now we're whispering that foundation across to make it look really seamless and cohesive. Okay, so we did this side of my face and not this side. So this side looks a little more intense, a little more, I don't know, like you could see where one product starts, the other one begins. This one's like, it's a whisper of color. That's what we want. So same thing over here. Take that fluffy side. And just start to press, or even just like the lightest motion. Like as soon as it touches your skin, let it move. And it'll make it all cohesive, soft, but you still have that color underneath. It just kind of looks like lip from within. That is the goal. Right. Gorgina. Okay, I'm going to spot treat. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit. Hold on. See if I got the right colors. Yeah. Do you see how that just like disappeared? I'll tell you what I'm using in just a second. All right, so we just like made those disappear. Would you agree? Yes, we agree, class. Okay, so I used this color corrector because these are just healing marks. They're not super purple, but they're not super blue. So I would say, actually, no. They're not super purple. They're more on the blue side because they are healing. So I actually went in with this color right here. It's called O1. So O stands for orange. 1 stands for like saturation. So like O3 would be a brighter, more saturated orange. This is a more light orange. So I just use this light orange color corrector and I corrected that blue that was on those marks. So I have that on the top layer of my palette to do exactly what I just did, to spot treat. I also have this color, which is Y01. And sometimes I'll go back and forth and just try to figure out what is the most underlying color. So Y01 would correct purple blue with a level 1 saturation. So because I'm like light to medium skin tone, ones usually work best for me. So I usually always have Y01 and O1 in my palette to do exactly what I just did. So Y01 correcting correcting purple orange undertones. O1 is going to correct blue undertones. Got it? Okay. Next, we are going to kind of assess, like, do we want some more blush? Do we want to wait until we do brightener? I think we'll wait. So I'm going to go in with my brightener, and this is where I'm a little more strategic with it. So I go here on the side of my nose, and I kind of stamp it. It does a little bit of a reverse contour. And then I stay really low under the eye. I'm not going up underneath the eye. I'm just going down here in that pocket. And then I'm bringing it all the way up to this outer corner. Okay, so it's not blended. We're just kind of placing the product. Same thing here. Stamping that on the side of my nose. Keeping it lower under the eye, all the way up to that outer corner. Okay. I also, you know what? I think I could probably correct that red spot on my nose too. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use my finger because we've been doing eyeshadows. Let me just clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna start where we applied the most amount of product, which is here on the side of my nose. We're gonna like load up that color and then we're gonna bring it up under the eye. This is gonna give you a really beautiful skin-like finish. It's gonna keep you from applying too much product directly up underneath the eye, but you're still gonna get that brightening effect that we all want. So using the right color is gonna be a big part of this. I don't love a bright under eye, so I stay closer to my skin tone with my brightener. I just kind of go like one shade lighter, and less product gives me more result in my opinion, especially at 37. You do not need a ton of product. Okay, and you can see I have like a little bit of a line of demarcation here. So now I'm gonna go back in with the lightest bit of blush. I'm gonna actually put it in my brush and then like smooth it out in my hand. And then we're going to use that to soften that edge. Just like that. Okay, so now we have brightness, but we didn't like lose our color. And we also didn't accentuate a bunch of texture or start having things settle into fine lines and wrinkles, right? All right, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in. You can see what my skin looks like before any powders. You could totally leave your skin like this, or you can make that decision, like, do I wanna set with powders? To me, setting with powders with reason is just kind of like adding insurance to your makeup versus like wanting to mattify. My goal isn't to necessarily mattify, it's just to add insurance and like longevity to my makeup, which is my personal goal. If you want to mattify because you're oily or you just don't love shine, you can do that as well. But my technique is going to be a lighter, softer application. Just making some little tweaks. What do we think? Really natural, beautiful, gorgeous skin finish, right? Okay, now we set. So I like to use a setting spray at this point, just to add extra hydration before I go in with any powders. Again, I'm 37, I like glow, I like hydration, I like youthful looking skin. So I'm gonna use the Olive Rose Glow Setting Spray. I'm almost out, so it's kind of spraying funky, but put that on, let it dry, and then we're going to set in just with reason, not heavy, but just to add some insurance because I will be wearing this makeup out and about. All right, next is setting powder. Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna use my Red Aspen Translucent Setting Powder, and we're gonna be a lot lighter handed with that today because yesterday I went way too heavy. So I'm gonna take whatever's here in the cap, load it into the brush, load it even more and smooth it out, and then we're just going to tap right over our more porous area to set lightly. So this is what I like to call setting with reason. I'm not being super heavy with the powder. It's not going to like completely mattify. It's just going to help control that shine a little bit, so that way the light isn't reflecting as much on the texture. So here's with a light set of powder, here's with no powder. Makes a big difference. If you have oily skin or like really textured porous skin, you can use a powder puff or just use more product. But I just want it to look really light and still skin-like. A little bit on my nares, and then I'll take a tiny bit and just wash it across my forehead here. This is where my bangs are gonna be sitting. And then I also like to go right here. We also put it on our little acne spots too, so that way they're not reflecting light, making them look like larger. Okay, sometimes I do have to go back in and like do a little correcting on my spots. So I'm actually gonna do that really quick. A hair. Mostly this one. Yeah. And then I'm gonna use just whatever powder's still in here and very, very lightly tap it over top. There we go. Das ist better. Okay, that's all the powder I'm gonna use for translucent setting powder. Now we're gonna go in with our powder bronzer, powder blush. I have all of these linked in my Shop My, so if you guys do like them and wanna check them out, they're there. Or if you just want me to send you the link, you can always send me a message and say powder products and I'll send them to you. But I personally have to send them to you, so there'll be a little bit of a delay. But I'm basically gonna take this powder bronzer and go right over top of anywhere that we used to cream, contour, or bronzer. We're just gonna stipple that over top just to add a little bit of insurance without getting rid of our color. I always tell you guys, when I use a translucent powder to top like blush or bronzer, it can dull the color, and then you end up using more product and more product. So just meeting it with the same kind of color in powder form is ideal. A little bit on the nose, and then I like a little bit on my neck here. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with a tissue because my nose won't stop running. I'm gonna go in with my blush. This blush, I will top any blush I have on with it. Sometimes I'll be heavy with it, sometimes I'll be a little lighter handed. Because my eyes are a little louder today, I think I'll try to be a little more lighter hand. I'll apply it with a lighter hand. So I'm gonna start high up using really, really light pressure and just topping our cream blush with this very, very gently. This again is just adding some insurance. We don't want it to take away from the makeup, we just want it to make it last a little longer. Maybe give it a little bit more life too. Okay, and then the highlighter, again, I have all of these in my Shop My, under Shop My Looks. And this is such a beautiful highlighter, especially if you're a blush girly, because it really marries the blush nicely, but it doesn't reflect straight on, which I really appreciate. And it just looks nice on the skin. Little on the nose, bridge of the nose, and Cupid's bow. All right, and then this is where I will set one more time before doing like our finishing stuff. So you could use like a long wear setting spray, you could use a really hydrating setting spray, you can use no setting spray and just leave it more powdered. But for me, even though it doesn't look super powdered, it still looks really skin-like. I just wanted to do one more quick spritz of my Olive Rose Glow setting spray because it has hyaluronic acid in it. And it just really like refreshes the skin, keeps it looking really skin-like, and it's hydrating. So here we go. I'm gonna cover my eyes though. Okay, and that just kind of like melts everything together if you did have a little extra powder on your face. All right, now we're gonna go back to my eyes and do some lower lash work. When you have more eyeshadow on like this, you do have to like tie it all together, in my opinion. So that's what we're gonna do. And so I'm gonna go into those same eyeshadow colors. So we're gonna do that light gray first. Kind of wash it underneath. The like more purpley gray, mostly on the outer corner. And then I'll take that liner brush and just kind of do it right here on the outer corner to connect that wing and keep it, like just tie it together. But I don't want it to get too smoked out. Just kind of defining the lash line a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna record this side. Wait, I gotta do. Now, go into this color. Okay. I think I went a little further in on that one. And then some black. And tie it together. Okay, a little, whoa, no, no. A bunch of my eyeshadows just fell out because I almost dropped it. They didn't break though. Thank you for that. Okay, go over there. Don't wanna drop it. I need to clean up my desk, guys. Getting overstimulated. Oh, you know what? I'll keep that actually. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that platinum color that's called Unicorn and just pop it on the inner corner too. All right, so now let's put some mascara on our lower lashes. And then I'm thinking we're gonna need to put some falsies on because my lashes aren't their best. What color of lip should we do? I'm just wearing a blue tube top, a dark blue, like a navy, and then I have like light blue pants on. Do you ever use a white on your lower to make them pop? I don't, because I don't love the way it looks. Every time I do it, I always end up wanting to take it off. I do have like a nude color somewhere that I would use, or I could use like my highlight from Saint and like a small brush. I just personally don't love the way it looks on my eyes. I know a lot of girls do that though, and it looks really pretty. Hold on, I got something in my eye. Can't find it. Okay. A nude. I think while we decide on the lip, I should put like something on them to make them hydrated. Just gonna take some Olive Rose, lip balm. One's like almost out. Okay, let's grab some lashes. New lashes from Flutter Habit that they sent to me. But they look so pretty to like put on and take off. Aren't those so gorge? They're brand new. They're the pre-glued lashes, the Stictionary edition. Pre-glued DIY underlash extensions. These are the Sweetheart. I actually think I have some. Yeah. Yeah, I have some. So, whoa. I don't know where they go because they're all over in my box now. We'll figure it out. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I'm taking too long. I gotta go pick up my mom here shortly. All right. You go there. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out which is which because I've used them before. So they're kind of all over the place. All right. Okay, I think this is the outer corner. And again, these ones are pre-glued. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think this is the next one. Whoa, those are loud. Well, let's keep going. Let's see. Those are heavy. Not heavy, but they're just loud. They're not heavy on your eyes. Does that cover too much of the eye? Tell me before I stamp them. Yes, they do stay on. They stay on really, really well. I am not like, I don't usually keep them on like the 5 days, but these are supposed to last 5 days. Whereas like the other ones that they have where you actually like put glue on your lashes, put glue on the base, those ones last like up to 10 days, I believe. Should I stamp these or should I just like keep this one off and keep them? I feel like that's better. Right, I think I'm gonna do that. All right, let's see. I think this goes here. So you just kind of like usually only put them on like your natural lashes. You don't put them on top of mascara. I think that's the wrong one. You put them on your natural lashes and then you wear them for like 5 days. Because once you like squeeze them, they're like supposed to stay on. Okay, I think this might be the outer corner. Okay, and then I think it's this one. They're usually mapped out. It's just I'm using old ones that I've already used before and I didn't put them back in here right, so I'm kind of guessing where they go. I'll show you the way the box looks here in just a sec. Should we put the inner corner in? Or should we just leave them like that? So here's what the box looks like. They're usually all lined out for you, but I just didn't put them back in there, right? So that's why they're kind of, I was guessing on where they go. I also don't think I'm gonna squeeze them on because literally after this, I'm leaving to go get my pickup and stuff, and I don't want to leave them on, to be honest. I just want to keep it. I'll keep my makeup on, but I don't think I'm going to keep the lashes on, so I'm going to just leave them like this. So with that being said, I'm going to take that black liner and just kind of go underneath. So that way they're not so obvious since I'm not going to pinch them. Does that sound good? Also, I just want to try this one more time and see if I want to put this back. Maybe if I overlap a little bit more so they're not so in my inner corner. I don't think so. All right. I think that's good. Good enough, good enough. All right, what else is I gonna do? Lips. I'm getting antsy because I have to leave here soon. And I gotta finish my transition that I recorded, because if I don't, I'll be really sad. That was the whole point of this. All right, just bringing that gray up a little bit more so you can see it. Becky, it's on my Shop My, so if you go to my link tree, it's pinned down below, and go to my Shop My, it's under makeup. You know what? Here we go. Just gently squeezing them, because that usually after you squeeze them, like they're on there. Gently, Esmia. Right. Lips. What do I want to use? So you guys said nude. Nudes are not my favorite, but we will make it happen. Let's see if this is too warm. It's actually not too bad. Let's see. What do you guys think? Is that too light and warm? I think we can make it work. Okay. Then we're going to I don't even know if this lipstick is still available, but it feels right. So this is from Grande and it's in the shade Dulce de Leche. And if you followed me for any length of time, you've seen me use this before. But, oh wait, maybe not. Maybe it's a little too warm. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Back to the drawing board. Hold, please. Maybe a pink, like a light pink. I know it sounds crazy, but just hold on. I have this color. It's called Cocoa Marrow, and it's kind of like a cool toned blushy pink. Yeah, I feel like that's better. How do we feel about that? Hello? Where did my mascara go? There it is. Yes, then you can always add some shimmer from your eye in the middle. That's a good idea. This is taking me back to like 2018. All right, let's try it just a touch. That was a good call. Good call, Becky. Beautiful. All right, let's see what it looks like once we pull our bangs down. I fear this is beautiful. What do you guys think? I wish I had my hair curled, but I don't. At least it's clean. Let's do this. And maybe spray the bangs a little bit. Pretty. I like it. I like everything except for the lashes. I just think I'm not used to them. All right, I know this is not everybody's favorite, but it makes me feel better, especially when I go out in public, because I feel like it makes it look like I have less makeup on when I put freckles on and darken the freckles that I covered. So just let me do that. And then we're done. I did record a transition, you guys, so please go give it some love after this when I post it. It'll be on Instagram first, so if you don't follow me on Esmia, I'm Esmia Bascom over on Instagram. I would love to have you there. I think that's it. Thank you guys for chilling with me for a little bit. It's been a long little while, I guess, since we've done some glam. We were doing it regularly there for a minute, and then life got in the way, and now here we are again. So I'm gonna go record that last bit of my transition. I did take a before picture too, so I'll post that too eventually. But thanks for helping me create this really fun eye look. I think it really makes my eyes pop. And that's the goal, I guess. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Love ya. Bye.